What's going on YouTube, Fish Fam? This is Drama D here. We're going to be talking about the Hanna Salinity tester today. I picked one up about a week ago. Plans to pick up another one for a future giveaway. But I just wanted to give you guys a look at what the product looks like when you receive it, what you need to do to calibrate it, as well as change the way it measures the salinity in the tank. It measures it in PPT, PSU, specific gravity. It also tells you the temperature, and it compensates your reading based off the temperature. So it has a temperature compensator in there. So when you get the product, it comes in this handy little plastic case. It has a 1-year warranty. There's a number for support. There's also a website here with cool little videos and shows you all about their products. Here's the specifications. It tells you, what type of battery. It tells you all the little features it does. It turns off between 8 and 60 minutes, which you set when you set it up. And it is made in Romania. So let's open it up. It is waterproof, has dual graphite electrodes, automatic calibration, and auto shut off. So here's a cool little case. Now when you first get it, it comes with 4 calibration satchels, and you may find that the box does not close all the way when 4 calibration sachets are in there, but once you use the first one, it closes nice. So here is the salinity tester. It comes in this cool little holder. You just kind of pop it out. There it is. There's the battery door. There's the tester. It's got a cover on the end here. Notice the back of the cover has got the little bubble and the front does not, so you can only put the cover on one way. It also comes with 4 calibration packets. They recommend with regular use that you calibrate once a month. I have bought 2 additional packets. They were $1.50 each at the local fish store. Here I have 3. I have used 1. I have 2 more in the cabinet. I try to use this tester 2 times a week, and whenever I'm topping off my ATO. So it also comes with the instruction booklet, manual. It is all in English. You can check their website if you need instructions in another language. So it pretty much just says thank you for your purchase, gives you an examination of what to look for, what its use is for. Here's all the specifications. Tells you, okay, here's the temperature sensor, the graphite electrodes are in here. There's a calibration on-off button. Tells you what the display looks like. Very important information when you're trying to set this thing up. So in preparation, before you start using your tester, you need to clean off the actual probes themselves. So they recommend that you use RODI water or distilled water. Excuse me, I don't have a tripod, which would make this so much easier. I might have to call my kid out here to hold the phone. So what they're talking about here, I've already calibrated this and cleaned it off, but you need to rinse the temperature probe on the side there, as well as a little graphite, let's see if I can pick them up, probe sensors on the side there. It does look dirty, but I assure you I have rinsed this off and wiped it out with a paper towel. I guess I could probably get in there with a Q-tip and get some of that graphite dust off there a little easier. It's got two little slots in the bottom where the water picks up. Now when you dip this in the water, you do not want to dip further than this cap line, although the whole unit is waterproof if you accidentally drop the unit in the sump or the tank. So first thing you want to do is rinse the probes off, dry it completely, maybe give it a couple little shakes, to get the water out of there. But make sure you rinse it off using RO or distilled water, and before you calibrate or use. And you need to do it after every use as well. Do not use tap water. There's chloramines, fluorides, and stuff that could damage the probe over time. So best to stick by recommended rinsing procedures and use RO DI water or distilled water if RO DI is not on hand, just to keep your tester in tip-top shape. So before calibration and after every use. So before I calibrated the tester itself, I'm sorry I got distracted there, I changed the measurement that the tester reads in. And in order to do this, it was reading at PPT when I got it, and I wanted to change it to specific gravity. Now this is all user preference. It basically has a procedure in here which will show you however you want to display your salinity and temperature. It comes stock reading PPT on the salinity, and it also comes reading in Celsius for the temperature. So I wanted to change that to Fahrenheit and specific gravity. So basically, to enter the setup mode, you need to turn the tester on. While in measurement mode, you need to remove the battery cover on the back. So let me see if I could. Now, the battery cover does have a seal on here. You need to put a little bit of pressure downwards to remove it. As you can see here. There it is. So there is the battery. So the next thing that you need to do was you need to locate the small black setup button, which is right above the unlock inside the battery compartment, just next to the battery. So I have this tiny screwdriver here. I would actually recommend using a smaller screwdriver, like one for an eyeglass repair kit or something, but this tip did fit in there. Basically, you just want to put the tip down and push the black button, and I'm sorry, brain fart. So you want to locate that black button, push it, and you will enter the setup mode. Then you want to press the on-off button to move through the setup parameters. So you can change, so the on-off button would be the power button. So basically you turn the tester on, take the battery compartment off, push in the black button, turn the unit back over. It will display specific gravity. I'll just go ahead and turn it on. So when you first turn it on, it tells you the battery life. Right now you can see that it is in specific gravity. It is running Fahrenheit mode. as well as, what does that say? That it's been calibrated, etc. So anyways, in order to switch from PPT, you would hit the power button to switch to the PPT, and then to change the setting you hit the calibration button. So you hit the calibration button until you see what style you want to read in, whether it be PPT, PSU, specific gravity. So I chose specific gravity. You scroll through using the cal button. Once you hit what you like, then you hit the power button. Then it'll switch over to the temperature mode. You hit the calibration button to switch between calibration, to switch between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Once you are done selecting which one you want, go ahead and hit the power button again. After that, you're all done. Next thing you need to do is you need to reinstall the little battery compartment door. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and turn the unit off. Now I might have to set the phone down because you need to add a little bit of pressure to get this waterproof seal on. Give me 1 second. Right, I'm back. So I went ahead and just popped the cover back on. You kind of need to hold it on both sides, push it down with one hand, and then with the other hand use the screwdriver to lock it back in. So after you've done that, you are now reading, in my case, specific gravity and Fahrenheit. Like I said, this is user's option on how they want to read it. So the next thing you want to do is, okay, so you've rinsed it off, you've changed the settings to your preference. Next thing you want to do is calibrate the actual tester itself. So in order to do that, you basically turn the unit on, press the calibration button. The tester will enter calibration mode, displaying 35 ppt with the cal on the screen blinking. So you want to cut one of these open. Now when you cut these open, I found that there's only about that much fluid in them. Let me see if you can see that right where my finger is. So you basically cut the sachet open, place the salinity tester into the sachet, and you want to basically, you need to put the whole, I'm sorry dude, my filming sucks. So you want to put the whole thing pretty much all the way to the bottom. Now a little bit of the calibration solution may come out of the top of the bag from displacement, but after you get the tester in there, you want to have the tester in and kind of tap the sachet, maybe turn it at a slight angle to get any air bubbles out. Don't like smack it hard, shake it. You just want to give it a little tap to get any bubbles that may be all over the probes and stuff off. So once the standard calibration solution is recognized, you'll see a REC appear on the screen, which means that it is starting to read the calibration solution, and the calibration solution has been accepted. So after it has been accepted, you will see a STAR message displayed on the tester, and then your tester is calibrated. So we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I keep getting interrupted, distracted, multiple things going on today. Let's keep on point. So after you have calibrated your salinity tester. After it has said star on the screen here, you are ready to go. So after I calibrated mine, I went ahead and rinsed it off with RODI water again and dried it off. And what's the next thing you got to do? Well, the first thing I want to do is I wanted to go see what my salinity was in my tank. So yesterday I did have a little issue with my tank and the ATO and the protein skimmer. I just been having multiple issues with this tank. It seems like it does not want me to have it. So I'm not going to even get into that because we were talking about the salinity checker. But the first thing I wanted to do was read my salinity. So you can do this through the display. I have the mesh top. I don't want to take the top off. I will be making a new top today. See the skimmers pulling out dark ass skim mate. Anyways, I wanted to check my salinity. So first thing you want to do, turn it on. Tells you how much battery life you got. There it is there. The only thing I wish that this had on here was a hold button, kind of like on a TDS meter where you dip it in, it tells you the reading, you hit the hold button, then you take it out, and your reading is still displayed on the screen. Now maybe it does have this and I do not know about it, some kind of secret trick, but I have found that once you place the tester in the water, it will read the reading in the water within seconds, but as soon as you pull it out, the reading starts to drop off. And so keep in mind that you want to read this when it is in the water. So we're going to go ahead and just put it in up to the line. It is waterproof. Of course, my camera does not want to pick it up. So yeah, you can see my salinity has dropped by 1 point, and that was due to the ATO and the skimmer cup. I don't want to even get into it. We'll just blame it on the ATO malfunction from my malfunction. So I am reading 1.024 on the top and a temperature of 77.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So watch what happens when I pull it out of the water. It drops quickly. So when you take your measurement, you want to read it in the water. One feature I wish it had was a hold button. Maybe it does have a hold button and I'm not knowing about it. But there it is, folks. Super simple to use. Super easy. Can't say enough about it. I did check this tester in cross with my refractometer as well as against my salinity probe on the apex. So here I have distilled water for the tank only. Got the date that I got it. You can see it's clear. It's just a lot easier for me than having to make RODI water. I just buy one of these gallons and I use it to clean out my cuvettes on the Hanna testers, as well as rinse my salinity tester. Anything that needs to be rinsed off with RODI, whether it be carbon, test kits, probes. You know, I got a separate gallon jug. Real easy. Go to the store, they're like $1. Can't go wrong. You can buy Hanna's water as well. I find that it's a couple more dollars expensive, and you got to pay for shipping. If their water was available closer to me, cheaper than this, then I would get it. But to me, it doesn't make sense. I'm not knocking their product, but this works just as good. So when you are done testing, you need to, how am I going to do this? Rinse the the tester off. Trying to find a place to prop my phone. Hopefully it doesn't fall down. So I just pour some water. All over. I'm gonna lightly shake it out. Hopefully I caught that on camera. Get a paper towel. Set the probe on there. Replace the cap on the DI. I always feel like as soon as I open it and it's exposed to air, DI tends to attract little dust particles, so I always try to cover it back up as soon as possible. So then I just get a paper towel, dry it off, turn the unit off, put the cap back on, and put it away for the next use. So this is just a quick little video showing you what comes with the product, steps to calibrate it, how to change the settings, and just a quick overview. So far my impressions are great. Seems to be holding up to the hype I've been hearing about. I really like it because it goes with the rest of my Hanna test kits. A lot of people use various test kits. I've used Saliford, Aloes, Red Sea, and my preference at this time in my reefing hobby is Hanna. If used correctly, they should give you some nice readings, and regardless of what test kit or test procedure you use, if you test the same every time, whether it be right or wrong, if you are testing consistently the correct way or the incorrect way, as long however you do it, as long as you're testing the same way every time, those numbers should be good to go off of. I really wish I had a freaking what do you call it, tripod. So I'll probably edit this part out, but I just run the paper towel through the side, kind of fold it over, come through the really literally right here. Yucky stuff. So clean it off, put the cap on, put it back in storage, close the cover. I'm not going to put this lid back on. I just put that on just so you guys can see how it is when you get it. So just want to say thanks to everybody for watching. It's been about 20 minutes now. If you're still here, I appreciate it.